Hey Falcon fans, I'm Thomas Mott. Welcome into Atlanta Falcons Today. We're going to jump into the latest Falcons news and rumors, including a look at 5 free agents who could technically start for the Atlanta Falcons right now. As the offseason continues to grow and get closer and closer to training camp, will Atlanta make one final move? And a lot of people are saying they won't, but if they did, these are the top 5 free agents who I think could start right now for the Falcons and could really make an impact heading into week 1. First, though, we do a lot of great content like this, even though it is the offseason. I mean, listen, we know there's not groundbreaking news happening every single day like it will in a couple of weeks when training camp starts, so subscribe for that. But subscribe down below because we got plenty of more fun interactive videos like this on the channels we always try to do here at Atlanta Falcons Today. So go down below and hit that red subscribe button. So as I mentioned, we'll jump into free agents who could start for Atlanta. We've done a lot of videos like this, about once a week the past couple of weeks, but I want to look for some names who could literally get signed and actually compete for a starting job. And maybe they're not guaranteed it. You got to have a competition at training camp because right now the roster is pretty much set in what you think it's going to be. But if you were to sign any of these guys, they would at least have a chance to start. And even though it's unlikely that they're going to sign somebody, I always say that to preface these videos. People are like, oh my gosh, you say they're going to sign all 5 of these players. No, I'm not. I'm saying, hey, here are some options. Perhaps they could sign them, perhaps not. Here's why I think maybe, maybe not. And we'll let you decide and obviously wait for the Falcons to make any sort of move. Okay, we'll start with the first one on the list, and it is Eric Fisher. Now, you hear Eric Fisher, you go, oh, man, Eric Fisher used to be such a great offensive tackle. I mean, we need an offensive tackle, someone to compete with Caleb McGarry. That makes a ton of sense, and while he probably is the best tackle currently on the free agent market, and he feels like he's healthy, I think he'd be good to go for week 1, he is 31 years old, and that's the factor and the reason why, obviously, he has not been signed by anybody and remains a free agent. We always say, these lists, middle of July, there are reasons why players are on these lists. We just got to make that very, very clear. But he's still a very good run blocker, and Atlanta has been a very bad run-blocking football team the past couple of years, bad rushing team in general, and so you could kind of make the case for, all right, what if you brought him in? Right, and that's what a lot of these guys are. You bring him in for a chance to compete for a starting job, because, yes, Caleb McGarry should be your starter at right tackle, and he's not going to compete for left tackle because Jake Matthews is the best O-lineman we currently have alongside Chris Lindstrom. But he at least could compete with Caleb McGarry. And trust me, McGarry's spot is open right now. Whether it's Jalen Mayfield or somebody else, that is a very much open competition at right tackle because they did not exercise Caleb McGarry's 5th-year option, meaning that they don't feel very confident because they don't want to sign him to a new contract until he proves that he's able to play the right tackle spot he was traded up in the first round to go ahead and be. And so, while I think that Fisher is a little bit too old, and I don't think he necessarily makes this team that much better, he at least creates some competition, and that could be really, really key for the right tackle and Caleb McGarry. Okay, add, rate, pin, comment down below. Name a player the Falcons should sign. You have one free agent that's kind of on your mind you wish the Falcons would sign right now. Tell me who it is. Give me a name of a player the Falcons to sign. We'll see, obviously, if anything happens. Again, unlikely, but you never know. Go down below, be a pin comment, and give me your answers. All right, next player here, I think I've said this many, many times, Ndamukong Suh. I think Ndamukong Suh could instantly roll in here and be an impactful player for the Atlanta Falcons. Like, you can never have enough pass rushers. And Suh, obviously, still is a run blocker, and he still plays D-tackle more so than moving around, even though he's a hybrid D-tackle, DN. He's lost a little bit of weight. But I do think that he would be an instant impact on a defensive line that desperately needs somebody else to be a good running mate alongside Grady Jarrett. And whether he would actually start and play consistently or would substitute in with some of the other younger defensive linemen that they have, either way, you can never have enough defensive linemen because you really don't have 4 starters. You have 6 that you kind of rotate through there, or sometimes 8 on some football teams, and adding in Ndamukong Suh could make sense. Now, this all stems from the fact that we don't know if Marlon Davidson yet is going to be good. He's going into, year 3? And he had some moments, thinking about the Tom Brady pick 6, or was it a fumble pick 6, I think, when he caught it at the goal line and ran in. But overall, Davidson has not been the player you drafted him to be out of Auburn. And so maybe, Ndamukong Suh pushes him, like Caleb McGarry. Maybe he takes his spot, who knows? But I think it'd be a good option out of the very few that are left on the defensive line, especially the D-tackle spot, that can make some sense for the Falcons. Now, as I mentioned at the start of the show, plenty of great content. We're going to keep you guys fresh and ready to go. And once training camp starts here on the channel, you better be subscribed because every single day we get new reports coming from training camp, whether it's minor injuries, position changes, position battles, Desmond Ridder updates, Drake London look-in. This is good stuff here on the channel. If you guys appreciate that, go down below and subscribe. And also, click the notification bell. Make sure you have all notifications turned on. That way you are notified when we drop our latest videos because a lot of people aren't. And it's like, well, you're a subscriber, but you don't have notifications on, and so you might miss some of our videos. So go down below and subscribe. I think the most surprising, there's the word, person to be a free agent is Jason Pierre-Paul. And Jason Pierre-Paul, is old, and he's had some injuries, and obviously he is not the player that he once was. Think back to his time with the Giants and early with the Tampa Bay Bucks. But the fact that he's still a free agent is a little bit surprising. Now, the decline has been documented, although injuries, were a big part of 2021. But look at the 3 years before 2021 in terms of sacks. 9.5, 8.5, 12.5 in 2018. What if JPP were to give the Atlanta 6.5? Right? 6.5 sacks is a lot. Is Lorenzo Carter giving you 6.5 sacks this year? Is Arnold Ebron giving you 6.5 sacks this year? I don't know. I hope so. But what if you were to bring in a guy like Pierre-Paul, who could be a first or maybe even just a third down pass rusher and start on the outside during the critical pass rush downs, and could also develop young players and mentor young players like Ebron? Now, I think Suh and Pierre-Paul's problem is that they both want to play for winners, coming from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who've won a lot of games the past couple of seasons. But if you wanted some money, and Atlanta does have enough to go ahead and sign one of these two players, and you wanted to be a mentor during a changing of the guard, which maybe you do, maybe you don't, I think Pierre-Paul would be a great fit. I'd love to sign him. He'd be the one I'd probably sign right now out of this list, but probably the least likely to sign on the list as well, because he promised to play for a winner. What's the Falcons pass rush in terms of grade right now? A, B, C, D, or F? Where are you at in this Falcons pass rush grade? C+. I said this before. I think it's a C+. If Ebron and Carter are actually good this year, you bump it up. But C+ right now, that's my grade. I want you to see what you guys think down below in the comments section. How about another player who I'm surprised is a free agent and would be a very good impact on this offense? It's Cole Beasley. You think Cole Beasley, you think the vaccine issues last year, even though for all the drama, he missed one game on the COVID list. There were plenty of players who were vaccinated who, missed more games on the COVID list, but just saying. He, I think, would be a fantastic addition to what can be possibly a dink and dunk offense. And right now, as you look at the wide receiver depth chart, they really don't have a young route runner, or I should say a short route runner, right? They have some speed with a guy like Zacchaeus. They have some size with Tate and Allison, and obviously Drake London, and Brian Edwards has got some size as well. They don't have that slot guy, third down and 3 on an out route. Who do you go to? I think Beasley is grossly underrated in the National Football League. I think he'd be a really good addition to the Atlanta Falcons. I think, again, he's a guy a little bit older, wants to play for a winner. Surprised Buffalo finally let him go. Wouldn't be surprised if he teams up with Tom Brady, down in Tampa or somewhere else. But Beasley would be a nice hole on an offense that really doesn't have that Wes Welker. You don't need a Wes Welker, but that kind of slot, smaller player who has great hands and just gets a lot of first downs, and that's been Cole Beasley throughout his career. Who do you guys think leads the Falcons in catches in 2022? Is there a player that you think should lead them in catches? Is it Edwards? Is it London? Is it somebody else? Perhaps Kyle Pitts? Who leads the Falcons in catches in 2022? I always like asking these questions, as the offseason rages, because we have a lot, other questions to ask, and so I want to see what you guys think. Look ahead in your crystal ball. Who leads the Falcons in catches? Let me know down below. All right, final player here is Eric Ebron, another one like Cole Beasley, who I'm shocked is still on the list. He's still young. He's under the age of 30 and is a fantastic ball-catching, receiving tight end. The concern there is he had a knee injury that ended his 2021 season, but he says he's fully healed. You Google Eric Ebron, it pops right up. He's fully healed from his knee injury. If that's true, why is he still available? Now, I know what you're saying. Thomas, we don't need Eric Ebron. We have Kyle Pitts, right? Well, obviously, we have the best young tight end in the National Football League, and young, obviously, going into year 2. Why not have a running mate? Why not have somebody to mentor? I think that we undervalue the benefit that having a mentor has. And Marcus Mariota did Desmond Ridder. Obviously, Kyle Pitts could use a mentor in terms of being a tight end. Does he need it? No, he'll be fine without him. But Ebron, alongside Pitts, I think could make a lot of sense. And I think that if you were to bring him in, he doesn't need to get a ton of snaps, doesn't need to get a ton of looks, but some 2 tight end packages with him, Cordell Patterson on the football field, and Kyle Pitts. Drake London, that's not a bad 12 personnel, 2 tight end package for the Atlanta Falcons. So, again, are they going to go sign one of these players? Who knows? Odds of it actually happening are slim, 20% chance, if not less, and I always preface that. But you look at Fisher and Suh, Pierre-Paul, Beasley, Ebron. They're savvy veterans who could be mentors at their position and provide some decent impact for both an offense and defense that hopefully is going to be better than people expect, but still has some holes that hopefully you could go ahead and fill. All right, land on this. You guys still watching? If you are, type Dirty Bird down below in the comments section. Hopefully you guys are obviously watching all the way through, as we have plenty of great content coming up later on this week. But I want to see if you guys are out there. If you guys enjoy the channel, type Dirty Bird down below in the comments section. I always kind of comb through the comments, like stuff, comment back, and so obviously always a lot of fun. All right, make sure you guys are subscribed. Plenty more content coming up next couple of days and weeks here on the channel, including a mailbag video. Hashtag Falcons in the comments section to be a part of that. But the kicker is you got to be a subscriber. So just go down below. It's right below the like button. You might as well hit that while you're going down there. Helps us out. And then hit the red subscribe button as well, as we have plenty of fun things coming up as we march towards training camp. For Atlanta Falcons Today, I'm Thomas Mott, out of time, signing off to the rest of your day.